Amen. When my daughter was about 4, no, maybe 3, she was sitting in her great-grandmother's lap. Nanny was a delightful person. Her mom. Point in life, her face consisted of nothing but wrinkles. Solid wrinkles, the whole face. It was a marvel to behold, really. Anyway, my daughter was sitting in her great-grandmother's lap, and she reaches up and pokes her little finger into one of the wrinkles and said, "We live right here." Isn't that great? Oh man, Nanny didn't quite know what to do with that. First she was like, "Oh gosh," and then she starts laughing, because it was bloody funny is what it was. Anyway, yeah, my daughter had just learned about the globe, about how the world is round, just like her dear Nanny's face. She loved Nanny, loved her. It was a beautiful relationship. My great-granddaddy, P.R. Coyle, oh, he was something else. He was an oil field roustabout his whole career. Lived out in Taft. Anybody ever been out to Taft? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? You're shaking your head. Yeah, Taft is, it's basically Bakersfield without the glitter, Our joke in the family about it was that you could tell the economic status of residents there by whether or not there were caps on the posts on the chain link fences, That was the sign. Yeah, kind of a many people would say a rather bleak place. Anyway, my great-granddaddy and my granddad, they were oil field workers, laborers, and as I got to know PR, I really only got to know him until he was about 90 years old at the time. I really developed a relationship with him because our family had moved back to California. And so I spent quite a bit of time with PR and developed a wonderful relationship with this man, who was a rather taciturn fellow, not a man of many words, and consisted entirely of sinew. He was just tough. And he had spent so much of his life out in the oil field, out in the desert, working in the sun, that by the time he was 90, he kind of looked like the desert, His skin was so desiccated by sun exposure, he kind of looked like my wallet, He was just, it was amazing to see what the sun had done to this man. He had become one with the environment that he had worked in all those years. Kind of a notorious guy in the oil field for being tough. Side note, most of the workers, when they had to climb the oil derricks, they would go up the stairs that are on the derrick. He would climb hand over hand up the cables to get to the top, just for fun, that kind of a guy. Anyway, he had become the environment in which he worked, and there was a certain beauty about that I admired, just about his appearance. Something amazing about his face that I'll never ever forget. Kind of reminds me of lizards. You go out to the Mojave Desert and you look at a lizard, and if you really study a lizard, you go, it's a painting of the Mojave Desert on its back. Isn't that amazing? Think of that. Lizards, they have encoded the physical environment around them has been physically encoded on their skin through thousands of generations of natural selection. Natural selection over thousands of generations, has created this beautiful painting on this creature that matches the environment that it's in. Incredible when you think about that. Step back and think about it. Beauty is in us. It's not just something out there that we admire. It is in us. It is encoded into us. As the lizard's skin is encoded into it, beauty is built into us. It is seared into us. It is part of us. The beauty of the world is in us, as my daughter discovered on the face of her 88-year-old grandmother. She saw the beauty of the world in the mountainous regions of Nene's face. Because beauty was built into my daughter when she was 3 and 4 years old. And it is this built-in beauty in our perceptions, in the very neurons of our brains, and encoded into the structure of ourselves at every level, that resonates with the beauty that we see outside of us when we encounter it. And Simone Weil was a French philosopher. I think I've told you the story before. She is a very notable French philosopher in the mid-20th century. Wandered into a Catholic church and fell in love with the Mass. Fell madly in love with the Mass and everything that it stood for. She saw the beauty in it, and she saw the layers of meaning and significance in it, and fell in love with Christianity, but never got baptized. Jewish woman, philosopher, became a very important Christian theologian without ever being baptized, right? Which just kind of goes to show you, that's us too. We don't expect everybody to go with the program in order to be part of it and in order to appreciate it. That's progressive Christianity in a nutshell. So she had a deep sense of the nature of beauty and expressed it in her writings very profoundly, and connected that to spirituality in general and Christianity specifically. That beauty is a passageway, an entryway into the realm of the divine. We're attracted by it, and that brings us into communion with the divine. And this wisdom that she shared, that beauty is, she says, the beautiful is that which we desire without wishing to eat it. That is, we want beauty to exist. We don't want, we're held back from trying to consume it. There's some part of us that recognizes that beauty should be preserved and allowed to be as it is, without disturbing it. Another line that she has here in her book, Gravity and Grace. It may be that vice, depravity, and crime are nearly always, or perhaps always in their essence, attempts to eat beauty, to consume beauty, to eat what we should only look at. And she says, Eve begat it. If she caused humanity to be lost by eating the fruit, the opposite attitude, looking at the fruit without eating it, should be what is required to save it. And of course, it's not just about Eve. It's about men and women, right? Everyone. What's up? Oh, you're going to the computer. Yeah, we get the urge to consume beauty. Oh, a better one. Thank you. We get the urge, but then there's some part of us that out of respect for the beauty, we want to leave it alone. I think of this in regards to our relationship with wilderness. You know, there's vast swaths of wilderness in the United States that none of us are ever going to see. Yeah? And I'm a wilderness nut. You know, I'm a hiker, and I love it out there. And get me out there. You know, that's my whole life. I've been eager to get out into the wild lands. But, you know, for all these 72 years of my life doing that, I have not even come close to seeing all of the wonders of nature of just this country, much less any other country. And yet I have a strong urge as a citizen to do my part as a citizen and a voter to preserve landscapes that I will never see. Landscapes that I will never even see in photographs or films. Because it's beautiful and because it should exist for its own sake. And she says more about that. She says, to love purely is to consent to distance. It is to adore the distance between ourselves and that which we love. And she also says, may I disappear so that those things that I see may become perfect in their beauty from the very fact that they are no longer things that I see. Okay, you could soak that sentence in water for about a week, couldn't you? That's a tough one. But I think the gist of that is that we, in our appreciation of beauty, that we can appreciate things that we cannot see and never will see, because the beauty is already in us. It's already inside, right? All of us have that beauty inside of us. We are the beauty that we see, but we are also beauty that we haven't seen yet, or maybe never will see, because the experience of beauty, we're primed for it. It's already inside of us. It's already within. When we encounter the beautiful, it turns us on. But what's turned on is something that was already inside of us, already within our souls. When we hear beautiful music from Joan and Diane, when we hear this music, it triggers something that was already there inside of us. And I've heard this said by many an artist of any kind of art, that they say that they didn't create the art. They were not the composers of the art or the painters of the art. They discovered it. They found it. They found it. I think I might have shared with you once that I've had many dreams where I dream that I'm seeing beautiful, incredible artwork. Just phenomenal artwork. And I've had this with music too. I'll hear gorgeous music in my dream. And I'll wake up and I'll go, wow, who made that art? Who did that? Who wrote that music? Who played that music? And then I think to myself, well, it was a dream. Was it me? Did I do that? Did I come up with those designs and that art and that music? And I have absolutely no sense of ownership of it at all, right? When I wake up from those kinds of dreams, I have the idea that was something that came from me, that I created that I made that up, is just wrong. It's wrong, right? It's deeper than anything that I could create. It's already there. All I did was discover it. And a lot of artists and musicians share that sentiment, that they discovered it. They didn't create it. So, to appreciate beauty, that's a wonderful thing. But to appreciate the beauty that's already in us, to appreciate our own proclivity and tendency and ability to recognize beauty, to appreciate how the beauty in the outside world is reflects on our own inner experience and understanding and archetype, if you will, of beauty. To appreciate that is a next level thing, right? And we all have it, right? That's what makes all of us, each one of us, beautiful people, is being in touch with our own baked in, innate beauty. That when we encounter beauty in the outside world, it resonates with the beauty that's already inside of us, the experience of beauty that's already inside of us. And that is ours, always, no matter where we are, even if we're in Taft, California. Yeah? and no matter what shape we're in, that beauty is in us and is us, always. So to have that, to be in touch with that level of beauty, the inner experiential structure of beauty that resonates with the world around us, that's something that cannot be taken away from us, something we can always turn to and appreciate and admire. It has its own beauty, yes? It's all about framing, right? Ever tried this out? Just take an empty frame and play with it and see what you can see through the frame. I'll pass these around. Have a little fun with it. See what kind of beauty you can discover with the frame. And it's kind of interesting. It's a very different experience with a big frame than with a small frame, right? Yeah, careful there. Hazardous beauty. Sometimes beauty is hazardous. Have a little fun with this. Kind of look through the frame and see if you can come up with works of art that are already here. Hone in on, a part of yourself that you don't usually look at. And trip out on that. Have some fun with the frames. Frames are their own art form. I was friendly with a guy named Richard Sumner up in Palo Alto when I lived there. Real character. And he had a frame shop. That's great. Calvin is checking out his wife's ear. Anne's ear. We'll do a painting of that. Richard's frame shop was unique because what he would do is do works of art on the frame. The frames were works of art that he created to match up with and enhance the experience of the art that it contained, right? Really cool. So the frames themselves were art, but he understood that frames make the art, make a huge difference in the way that the art within it looks, even though you might not be paying much attention to the frame. So have some fun with this. Go home, take some pictures you have out of their frames, take the frame and wander around and look for beauty in the world around you. And the framing helps you to see it. Frames help us see things. You think about photography. Remember back in the day when we had film? That exotic thing called film? The beauty of film was that it was expensive, right? So you would take pictures carefully. You'd choose what to take a picture of thoughtfully and with consideration. And now we just have, go crazy with this thing, and then later sort out what we want to focus on. But there was a certain magic in the camera, wasn't there? And in photography, and even in the process of developing it. My dad and I developed film together. It was a fun thing we did together. I had a dark room. Because it hones us in on experience. It honed us in. It invited us and encouraged us to focus and to look and to really find that resonance between our own inner beauty and the beauty of the world around us. Can I have a frame? I'll take that for you. I'll take the biggie right here. And so let us look at the beauty of this. Oh, maybe it should be this. What do you think? This or this? Is this better? See? There's some resonance inside you that urges you in that direction. Isn't that interesting how that works? Yeah. There's something beautiful here, is there not? In the elements of communion. Beautiful in themselves. The grapes, beautiful, from which the wine and the grape juice was made. The bread, beautiful. Everything about it. And the relationships that these elements represent. The relationships among us in this community of faith. This beautiful community of faith, in which we remember Jesus' words at the Last Supper. Take, eat, this is my body, broken open for you. Take, drink, this is my life poured out for you. Let us eat and drink in beauty together in communion. Amen.